Welcome, grab a hard hat because we're traveling 252 million years back, to the day Earth almost became a silent, lifeless rock. This isn't the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. That was merely a bad day. Today is about the really bad day, the Great Dying. By the end, you'll know what happened, who did it, and how life clawed its way back from the edge. Here's our route. First, we visit the crime scene and size up the damage. Then we meet the suspects. Spoiler alert, one volcano gets convicted. Finally, we follow the slow, stubborn recovery. Think of this as a true crime documentary, but with trilobites instead of detectives. Let's set the scene. It's 252 million years ago, and something goes catastrophically wrong. Picture the ground shaking, the sky filling with ash, and the oceans turning toxic. In geological terms, it all happens in a blink. Just tens of thousands of years, and almost every living thing on the planet is about to pay the price. Here's the headline number, 96%. That's how many marine species disappear. Nearly everything that swam, crawled, or filtered in the ocean was gone. And it didn't take millions of years. It happened in what geologists call a geological instant. That's a rounding error in Earth's history. Here's what makes this extinction so terrifying. Nobody was safe. Trees and plants nearly vanished. Lizards, proto-mammals, and insects took a beating. Even microbes, the ultimate survivors, were hit. NASA's verdict is simple. Life on Earth almost came to an end. Full stop. Let's count the bodies. About 90% of all species vanished. Marine life got it worst, at 96%. Land species lost about 70%. If you're scoring at home, that's the most severe extinction in Earth's entire history, far worse than the one that eventually got the dinosaurs. So, who did it? For a long time, the usual suspect was an asteroid, because that's the famous story. But as scientists dug into the evidence, a very different villain emerged, one that doesn't fall from the sky, but rises from the ground. Let's meet the lineup. Meet the prime suspect, the Siberian Traps. This is a colossal region in Russia where massive volcanic eruptions went off around 252 million years ago. They didn't just spew lava, they pumped out staggering amounts of greenhouse gases in a very short time. The result? The air and the seas got cooked, and the whole planet tipped into catastrophe. Now the fun twist, the asteroid is the wrong suspect. That famous Chicxulub impact? It's the one that finished off the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. Different crime? Different era. The Great Dying happened almost 200 million years earlier, so the asteroid gets off the hook and the volcanoes take the blame. Here's the interesting part. The devastation wasn't even. Marine species lost 96% and land animals about 70%, but mollusks, clams and snails only lost about half. That's why your seafood restaurant menu is still full of clams today. The survivors of the Great Dying quietly inherited the oceans. Here's the kill chain in 4 steps. Step 1, the Siberian Traps erupt. Step 2, greenhouse gases spike the temperature. Step 3, the oceans and air lose oxygen. Step 4, food webs collapse worldwide. Volcano heat, choke, collapse. That's the recipe for the worst day in Earth's history. But here's the hopeful part. Life came back. Not quickly. It took millions of years. Slowly and stubbornly, ferns sprouted, new species appeared, and the planet filled up again. It's proof that even after the worst disaster imaginable, life finds a way. Look at how long recovery actually took. The extinction hits at 252 million years ago. Plants start creeping back within tens of thousands of years. That's fast in geological time. But full recovery? Between 5 and 10 million years. The comeback took longer than all of human history, many times over. So, what's the takeaway? Earth has survived its worst catastrophe and rebuilt itself from almost nothing. But the Great Dying also warns us how quickly a stable world can unravel. Life is tough, yet the systems that keep it alive are more fragile than we like to think. That, in a nutshell, is the story of the Great Dying.